We have a Honda Accord here with a nice little hit in the left front fender, and we're going to try and repair this today. The first step is to get ready to pull on some glue tabs, and I'm going to align my post puller to pull the tab square. This is important so you're not pulling one side or the other too much. So I am going to take my time here because it's very important so that I get a very square pull on my first set of tabs. Shout out to Charlie and Steve and the gang at Cam Auto. We like to use their impact glue. Very effective, and it works in all temperatures here in the North Woods of Maine. Couple more minor adjustments here. I can see with the chain connected that I need to move the collar a little bit so that it is pulling perfectly square to the tab. And once this is adjusted properly, we can start pulling and see what happens. Great movement on this tab. I'm very happy with this. I place a Cam Auto tab right below the body line, from the top of the body line down, and do my first initial pull.
On anyway.
Great movement. Now it's time to start working on the large crown and tapping it down. And what will happen here is the metal will move towards the low spot underneath the tab, and I will continue to check the pressure on the tab as I'm constantly pulling with the yellow chain, and it will actually keep moving in the right direction. switching to different angles to get different views on the dent, tapping down more on the crown. And I found through the years working on damages that the more directions you can work the dent, the better off the dent is going to look when you're done. So you can do side to side work, up and down work. It all helps in the final product. We use 97% alcohol to release the tab. The purest alcohol you can get is the best option. Second round of glue tab pulling, and I selected these Cam Auto segmented flexible tabs with keys in them. And I'm actually going to put 2 of these together and then pass a rod in between and do kind of an elaborate setup with a couple of claws. And I'm going to be very careful that they all pull evenly. I'm going to test them all for tension, as you'll see, so that we get a good clean pull directly on the body line and do some progress on the stent. Hand me a rod. Cart's right on my cord. Do you see that? Nice, thank you.
Smaller?
Yeah. Only because if you put a longer one in and one side of the tab comes off, it'll drive the other side in. Come on. I might use 2 claws if you can find the other one.
Or another small one?
It'll have to be the same exact one, yeah. So there's a 2 claw with the end on it. I'll need need another short rod if there's one anywhere.
Medium?
Yeah, hang on to it for a sec. Alright, and then there'll be a weird looking 2-claw, triangular looking thing. You see? Yeah. Hang on to that chain, okay? Hang right onto it. Pull a little bit. Okay. There. Getting ready for the second round of pulling. Pretty elaborate setup with multiple claws. And as I start to pull, I'm making sure I'm very square and that every area is under tension. So I've released the glue, get a good look underneath, and very much on our way to repairing this damage. Now it's time to get away from the glue and go old school and pick up some tools and start to push this whole dent all flat, installing the body line and finishing off on the crown.
Lieutenant Sherman asked for support from 2nd Platoon. He doesn't want to run across camp like I'm Rambo. Preach. I know this is sudden, but no one on this planet is as capable a fighter as you. At least until I come down there. You are primed and honed for combat. We made sure. Go. Rocking on the balls of his feet.
Hi. Love this Coco dog. She seems to know when I need a little emotional support. Coco the best. Hi, Coco. What's that? Can you sit down? You helping me? Huh? Good sharp dog. Sit. Gonna do me a favor and get the panel popper and lean over the engine cavity and try and take this piece off right here. There must be some clips around here. This piece off. I'm gonna see if I can reach it from up there.
Oh, I see. Freeze the box in. Oh, sorry.
It may just pop up. There you go.
That's a two-part, so pop the top off. There should be a little spot where you can put that in there. I lost my little tack driver. I don't know where that went. That little tiny sharp one that was like that.
Yep.
There we go. Go ahead and put that up there. See if I can get in that way.
Now that we've got the inner trim panel removed, there's great access here. I can get to the back side of the dent and get it back to the original OEM shape.
About to add something more. Apparently thought better of it. Keep me informed. We'll send the supplies down as soon as you're ready.
Getting close now to finishing this damage, and the last steps are to do a little basic 2000 grit wet sand. It really mellows out all those hundreds of pushes that I made with their sharp little points and smooths them all out and blends them in as orange peel. And just finishing up on this, and then we're going to hit it with the buffer pad and some 3M perfected rubbing compound. And after that, I always hit it with a little bit of nano sealant from Ardex, which really puts the shine back into the panel.
About 30 bodies in total. None of them looked uniform. Only one was wearing proper combat boots. The rest were wearing sandals that looked like they'd been woven from some sort of reed-like plant. All in all, they matched the profile of the prisoner. Reach shook his head, found the nearest attendant, the thumb over his shoulder. Now, he saw that the warehouse was empty, its swing doors gaping wide, shafts of sunlight brightening the leaf-scattered and dirt-swept floor. An unsettling feeling came over him. Camp Ohio was never meant to be inhabited by Rupak or anyone else prior to Boone's arrival. But that didn't mean it should feel like a ghost town. And that was what this place was. Desolate. Haunted. Reed squatted to inspect the soil. Dark. Rich. Loamy. It would be perfect for planting. But two spots stood out. One spot was the same dark topsoil that was everywhere, but it almost glimmered. The other